So I'm going to start off by introducing myself. My name is DeVona. I am an A&R rep for a record company, and I also produce for Thurston Media, community media, and this is my associate, Mr. Tyrone Bradley, and I'll let him give you a little background about himself.
I'm Tyrone. Okay, I have a record label, Lynx Records. I'm a producer. I work with various labels from, Def Jam, Atlantic Records, Capitol, and we're here to talk to you about marketing and the music business. Music business 101. Things you need to know. What we're going to do primarily is we want to speak to you. We want to know what you want to know. Okay, because there's tons of stuff. We're not going to cover everything in an hour that needs to know about the music business.
So
right?
much, yes.
But what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on what you want to know about the business to help you achieve your goal and where you're trying to get to. Okay, so I really want to start. We really want to start by maybe introducing yourselves and tell me what you do, what you're interested in, what do you want to know, what do you want to get out of this, right? So that way we can focus in on that more than anything else, all right?
Okay, so first of all, let's start right here up front.
Well, so like what I want to do.
Yeah, what's your name and what would you like?
Okay.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Xander, and I kind of want to like learn to like make more beats and stuff, you know.
Learn how to make more beats?
Like help them, because they do all the vocals and stuff.
So you're part of this group here, so it's like a team. Are you guys a group or something?
Yeah, we've like worked on stuff together, like messed around with it.
Okay, so you like beats, you like to do beats,
you
and you're interested in
beats.
Okay.
Got it.
And what's your name, young man, and what was your interested?
My name's Xavier, and I'm just kind of interested in just seeing what, like, the music industry and stuff about that, and like, I don't know, making like songs and stuff.
Okay. Are you interested in being an individual artist, or are you a writer, singer, you know?
More like, I don't know. I'm just kind of getting into it.
Okay.
Just testing the waters.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
Okay. How old are you?
15.
Okay, good age.
All right.
I'm Zach, and
Hello, Zach.
I'm an independent artist. I do like most of the actual music, and I kind of introduced it to them.
So when you say you do most of the music, you mean you are the producer?
Oh no,
Or you
I'm the artist.
You're the artist. Okay.
What do you do?
Rap.
Okay.
Okay. Hip hop.
Okay. Who's the young lady behind?
And the young lady behind. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Janina. I'm the one that brought all three of them.
Oh,
so
thank
when
you so
I
much.
first found out about this, I said, I'm signing you guys up. You're
Yes.
going to be up and ready to go. So
Yes.
I picked them up,
Thank
and here
you.
we are.
Good deal.
So Zach has more of a musical background, but he's been introducing his music to my son Xavier and his friend Xander.
Okay.
And so now I'm telling them, hey, this is an opportunity to learn your craft
Right.
and get the information you need to blossom
Right.
and then see where things go. And so I'm trying to really persuade them while they're in high school to get some kind of skill.
Right.
And then once they learn that skill, they can decide, if they want to do it for themselves
Right.
or work for an organization.
Right.
But I just said, let's get you guys in here
Yes.
and meet folks that are in the industry. And so we're excited to be
Okay.
here today and to hear what you guys what both you have to share.
Good, thank you.
Thank you, first of all, for sharing what you like to do. That means a lot to us because now we know where to go with you and how to move forward with helping you and assisting you into all the different individual things. It consists of so much, the music industry, and it, first of all, is very important to know that you want this, that you really, really want this. If you don't really, really want this, then you need to get up and walk out the door right now. There's so much, and it's more than just wearing gold chains and the big glamour and all the money and the stuff you see on TV. It's very important, first of all, to start with the foundation. Just like a house, you must build a good team. And we start this session off with team building. And team building is very important. A foundation, just like a house, you must build a strong foundation. And it doesn't take a whole lot of people to make a team. Some people have 50,000, some people have 20,000. Guess what? It takes just a few quality people, not a whole bunch of people, to make a quality team.
Yeah, can you jump in?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, it does. One thing you want to do though, like you guys are kind of a team yourself, right? Because you're the artist. You like to make some beats. You want to, you're not sure what you want to do yet, right? In this whole thing, right? Which is good. And you're in high school, right? So you're at a good age to start this off. I'm sure you watch Snapchat and you watch these shows and you see these guys out there doing their thing, right? But the talent, this business is built on you, right? It really is driven by the youth, right? And what you're doing right now, So if you're going to be an artist and that's your passion, and that's what you really do, good. You got your team here. My man here, he's going to make beats. What do you make any beats recently? Do you got anything you're working with or machinery or anything?
Yeah.
Programs?
Yeah, we were messing around on this website and just basically like testing out like so sampling and looping stuff, and then like adding like drums and stuff into it, and like just messing around. And then he was like recording vocals and stuff, and we were just like messing with it, just like testing out different like apps and stuff that you could use.
Okay. So to me, it seems like you guys are starting your own little crew up here. You got your artists over here. You got your Scott Storch over here starting his beats, and look like you got your manager in the middle here. That's going to take care of the business side of things. And that's good. See, when she's talking about team, you have that already. So be great at that. If you're going to be great as I'm sure you study your craft and what you're doing, you study that. You be studying, if you think that I don't want to be the artist, I'm not really beat man, but I'm going to be the manager guy, be great at that, right? Because, I'm sure we watch sports, right? We all watch sports and football, right? You got your quarterback, you got your lineman. Everybody got to be great at what they do, And if you're great at what you do, no one can beat you. You know what I mean? Your team is so important because no one gets there alone, all right? You see the person that's up on stage that's walking out there, but what you don't see is that 50 people that's behind stage that got in there, right? I'm not talking about the hang-oners. I'm talking about the people that's doing some value to help, propagate you to the top of where you need to be. But you have to be in it together and want to see each other win in that, If you want to be skilled in making beats, do that. Focus in on that. Don't try to be everything. Don't try to be the engineer, and the writer and the manager. That's his job. All right? He's the manager. He's the guy taking care of business. You're learning things. You need to learn your basic things like copywriting. I'm sure you've heard that term before, right? And I'm sure you've heard about, the latest software in making tracks. That's so important because you can't rap if you ain't got something to rap on, right? And you don't want to try to be the next beat maker, right? The next guy, if you like what he's laying down, right? So if you're going to go out there and you're going to be incredible at that, that's your start, and that's what you do, right? And together, people are going to try to get in there. They're going to want to be part of that team, especially if they see you guys focusing in on what you want to do. Just the only thing about it, it says, don't let anyone discourage you in that piece. Don't let them discourage you, because you'll get people around you that may want to discourage that, as far as like, I'm sure you've heard the term haters, so on and so on and so on, right?
Yes.
They like what you're doing, but they don't want to tell you,
Yes.
right? They don't want to tell you because they want to do what you're doing. So they don't want to tell you how good you are. Yeah, he's good, but he ain't that good.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
But, they say, do your business in silence, let your success make the noise. Okay? Do that. Don't be braggadocious. Always be humble.
Yes, I say, please remain humble.
Right.
Yes,
Invite
always
the people
remain
to your
humble.
party.
Yes. Yes.
It's your party.
Yes.
Right? Invite them in. Don't push them out. you know, when it comes to hip hop, you know, we go back a long way to hip hop from the beginning. You know, a little bit on that whole side of it there. You know, I'm from New York. You know, I was your age, believe it or not, when hip hop began. I was in New York, Long Island, when Def Jam began with
May I-
Russell Simmons,
may I
and,
please
you know,
add-
and those guys.
May I please ask, speaking of hip hop, it is the 50th anniversary
This
of
year.
hip hop this year.
You know that? Did you guys know that? You guys know that?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
2023.
2023.
That means in 1973, a DJ named DJ Kool Herc, right, out of New York, had a party, right, 1530 Cedric Avenue. It was the official, basically, first hip hop thing. You know, this is before, you probably never heard, I'm sure you heard of all these record labels, right? You heard of Def Jam, heard of Thing. Have you heard of Sugar Hill Records before? Yeah, there you go. Never heard of that, right? Without Sugar Hill, there is no hip hop. Without Enjoy, Select Records. These are labels that started in New York that brought up hip hop. You know, and how it began. Learn your history of it. All of you. Learn something, because you know why? Well, the most impressive thing you could do to somebody, like anyone's age, my age, mom's age, whatever, is know something about where it came from. If you walk up and they say to you, well, why is this the 50th year of hip hop? You know, and you can spit out, because DJ Kool Herc had the official party in 1973.
Yeah.
You will blow people away.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be like, what? How you know? And so remember that.
Yes.
You know, remember that. You know, just know your history of where it came from, and you'll be great at where you are now. Because you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you've been.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so, because so many artists don't know that. You know, just learn a little bit like that. You know, and still, like I said, keep looking forward though. And when she talks about a team, you know, and that type of thing, and I say you can't get there alone, it's so true. You know, because if you're building a house, you have to have a foundation. You got to have people. You can't build it on your own, right? You know, if I want a house, I've got to get someone to design it, because I don't know how to design a house. I got to get some carpenters to build it, right? I don't know how to build it. So you get all those things together, because anybody you see up on the Grammy, anybody you guys watch the Grammys? Seen the Grammys? You like that? You watch that, right? You like that? Anybody up there on the Grammys and that type of thing, like I said, they got a whole bunch of people behind them. You know? And when you say you're an independent artist, right? I want you to say, you know, I'm an independent artist for now.
Yeah.
For now. That tells me you're going to be a major artist, because that's your goal, right? You want to be a major artist. Your manager over here want to be writing some checks and getting your business deal together, right? You want to be doing some business deal for business stuff. Your beat maker over there want to be doing this thing and charging 50 G's a beat. You know what I mean? But he want to be making them for you, and they want to be sought after him, like Drake and those guys, right? Well, you got to remember that it's all about you learning your craft to get there and be focused in what you are.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
That's so important.
Focus is
You know,
everything.
like we had a whole thing, you know, about, like I said, the music business. So like, I'm just jumping in on you. I don't. I'm good. You know, about the music business and everything. But I love
Music,
focusing in
yourself.
on what you need, because
What
there's
you need,
so. I mean, we just made some notes on the music business and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like, there's so much to know.
cover. Yeah. So
How
much
about
to
you,
know.
my man, back there?
Yeah, I was going to say there's a new gentleman
I
that
snuck in
came
the
in. I was
back,
trying
yeah.
to get to him
Go ahead.
back there, so weren't ignoring you.
Yeah.
How are you? And may you, yes, thank you for doing that. I
Thanks,
appreciate
yeah.
What's your name and what is your interest in the music industry?
Yeah, so my name's Ben, and I just wanted to come really check out this area, and I knew you guys were having these amazing music workshops talking about the music business, and I wanted to just come connect, maybe learn a thing or two, and see what I could take away from it. My connection is I actually am on the producer side, just starting out on the producer side. I've had my hand in a lot of music over what I've done. So in May I got my degree, my music degree in in composition. So a lot of classical based from the school, and right now I'm kind of leaning towards the production route, and I'm helping out at a studio here in Olympia at the moment. So yeah, it's really cool to hear what these guys are saying. I'm also try to do some independent stuff. For me, it's really new age piano music.
Okay.
You know,
Scoring
stuff like
type of
that.
things? Some
Yeah,
scoring?
yeah.
You was getting into some
of
film
that
scoring?
stuff. Yeah, I've gotten into some of that. I've also, with the business, I've also seen some, you know, some things happen where I get ripped off in that realm, especially in the
Yes.
film
Yeah,
scoring.
I'm glad
So-
you brought that up. I'm glad you
But
brought
yeah,
that up.
no,
Was it
it's-
being
I'm just
ripped off?
excited to
Good.
listen and learn and hear from you guys. So.
That's good. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for
That's a
being here.
wonderful thing.
Can I say one thing
ahead.
before you go? Just to kind of go on what he just said about getting ripped off. Really, I've seen, in all my time, I've seen there's two music businesses out there. There's the real music business and there's the fake music business. There's a whole industry of the fake music business. It's actually bigger than the real music business, to tell you the truth. I'm sure you've seen seminars, and I've seen you send this in and give me $100 or $300 and to be in this contest and this, that, and the other thing. Rather, the real music business is out to make money off of you. They're not charging you to actually get into it that way. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? So you see a lot of things you can go to. There's one, what do you call it? Music conferences. You know, there's lots of different ones. There's one that's really interesting that I've been to several times. I mean, there's lots of them out there, right? Of course, you all know Big South by Southwest. You know all those type of conferences. You ever heard of Taxi? You ever heard of Taxi? Taxi? Heard of Taxi back there? No. Taxi it's been around forever, years and years and years, and it's a really good, reputable, somewhat company. You know, it's a type of company. Well, really for you, music composer, it's really right now for publishers and getting your music to industries that you can't get them to yourself. Okay, like if they're really started by, if I'm Atlantic Records and I'm the big A&R Atlantic Records and I want to find something, I may go to Taxi and say, listen, put up on a posting that I'm looking for the next artist in country or pop or whatever it is. They don't say your name, they put you on a listing, and then you send your music into them. But the way that works is you pay a fee to be part of that for the year, and then you pay a fee to actually for them to listen to your music, and if it's good enough, they pass it on and that type of thing. Okay, it is pretty reputable in the sense they do those things, but they're a music money-driven thing. The biggest thing about Taxi that I like is this. If you're in the music business and getting in the music business, no matter what kind of thing is, going to their conference, they have it every November, right? It's in LA, right? And it's a 3-day event. And you go down there and you can sit with other people from the industry. They come out of their towers and everything from Warner Brothers to film scoring companies, to agents, to, you know, the coordinators, so on and so. They all kind of come out there and they do seminars, and you can sign up and you can have one-on-ones where they'll actually listen to your music. And it's a chance, right, to get your stuff heard. The biggest thing about going to that is you get to go to a place where you see thousands of people that want to do what you want to do. That's the best thing about it. Not even getting to the labels and stuff like that, but really getting to see people to get to know. Because sometimes when you're in the music business, you're working in a silo, in a bubble, right? You just see your own little thing and you don't know how many people are doing what you're doing. You think you may be in a small circle. But when you go there and you see thousands of people look around all doing the exact same thing you want to do, it's very enlightening. And you get to, I mean, from all over the country, all over the world, and you're bumping into people that's trying to do what you do. That's a networking hub like nothing else. Yeah. And there's one that I suggest because they have it every year, and it's free if you're part of their yearly service, right? It costs $300 to be part of it, but you get like an extra ticket, so you get 2 tickets to go. And for the $300, out of everything I've seen, it's probably if you've never seen your music in to be judged during the year, it's probably the best thing to be able to go, a reason to get out, to go to LA to do that. It's not just to go to LA trying to figure out what am I going to do here. How am I going to see in these ivory towers that no one's going to answer the door on, you know? So, but one thing about it is that build your own, know who you are, get your catalog, you know, just like models, if they're going to go out and be someone, right, like Ford modeling is, you got to have your own portfolio. You have to have a great, exactly, you have a great, like she's got all these artists she worked with. But you have to have great portfolios, right? Before you do that. If you're a music artist, you got to have great, if you're going to have beats, you got to have a great, library for people that you're going to play for. And most people only listen for things for about 30 seconds. So it got to catch them from the beginning.
Yeah.
If you're rapping, these days, you can't sit there and give them like 16 bars of just intro music before you get to the meat of the music.
Man,
You got
it's
30
like
seconds.
Tyrone.
That's saying you got 30 seconds in the deck.
Yeah, as an A&R rep, I'm one of those. When I used to work for Taboo Records as an A&R rep, we would go to the radio stations, and on the way to the radio station in the car, in the limo, we would pop in, say, pick one, because there's thousands. There's a room like with just thousands and just thousands of things and tapes and videos and pictures and, oh my God, underwear, you wouldn't believe it. I'm serious. They send you everything and you just snap it in, and if you don't really hear it, back in the day, if you didn't hear it in the first, I say 3 or 4 seconds, if I didn't hear that beat, it just went bump. It's like, next. They listen, because there's so many to listen to. And they're not picking, so, oh, let me see Harry right there. We're blindly just, pick one. Just, if you want, get one of those over there. I mean, seriously, because they're getting so, this is just how much we receive. And he brought that up, so marketing is everything. And getting yourself out there, just like he said at those seminars, is the #1 best thing you can ever do for yourself. Mm-hmm. Putting yourself out there, not waiting for a label or someone, because that label, those labels, this is just part of it. The labels that you're trying to get to. There's a lot of labels here, from A to Z. From the United States to internationally. And don't limit yourself to just being, like he said, say I'm independent. Keep yourself open, because you just never know. When a label may say, oh, I like this. Play that, oh, that one right there, you just run that back. I want to hear that again. Or play that. You might just have that chance in that car on the way to the radio station, while we're getting ready to go do a, something, a little interview and leave. We might listen to your tape for 3 seconds or 4 seconds, 30 seconds. So we may listen to the whole thing if we like what we hear from the beginning. So it's really important, like he said, to focus. Focus, 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 because you're going to have, like he said, friends, people. They're going to see you doing well, because you guys have your team built. You got your mindset. I'm looking at it now. I love I just love the attention span I'm looking at here at these young men in front of me, of all of you. And music doesn't just, music is hip hop, R&B, whatever it is. Country, rock, all of it. It's all in the same boat. So whatever it is to say you want to do, be good at it. Focus on that one thing that you are good at. I mean, and even if you change it up, like, oh, I don't feel like I'm comfortable here. I feel more comfortable here. That's okay. But find where you want to be. Get there, stay there, and do the best at what you are wanting to do. Because those friends, as an A&R rep, I'm going to be breathing down your neck, and everything you eat, every time you got to sleep, everything, I am there. I am, right.
So you got to be,
Yeah.
you have to make yourself valuable,
Valuable to them.
I mean, you're going to hear,
Show
one
your
thing
value.
I've heard a lot in few years, especially with a lot of independent artists. This thing going, especially you hear a lot of, in rock music, country music, I love them all, but hip hop's the only music that's kind of like a one-man show, these days. It's kind of like an independent, individual-driven thing. You're the artist, not like a band where you can just like rely on each other, right, and do your thing. They're like, you're the focus. So, a lot of them these days was like, yo, man, I want to be independent. Get these labels, man. They cheat you. They rip you off. Yeah, they do. Well, I wouldn't say rip you off. It's a bad loan. It's a business. It's a business. Which
Yeah.
you have to understand that people are like, oh, just stay independent, just stay independent, just stay independent. Well, you know, those people that you see, like you saw up on the Grammys, you know, and you see those people getting those platinum albums and living that life, and you think all those are saying they stay independent. You think they're independent? They're not independent. They're signed to major labels, major distribution. You know what I mean? Because this game has been around since the 30s, all right? And it's all the same. And you have to understand that you're not gonna, you can have your own individuality in it, but you're not gonna beat the game. The game is what it is. You have to, if you accept that, you'll be so far ahead than anyone else. You know, if there's artists that come along that I've seen an artist that he had a little something going on, and he was a rock artist at the time, actually. He had something going on, but he still had that hip-hop driven mind where I want to be independent. Got offered a major deal. Nah, man, that's cheap. That's a slave labor. I'm not signing just because they were major. I don't even sign a major label. I just want to be independent. Well, have you heard of him now? No. And you probably never will. Because the goal is getting that point. You know, making yourself strong enough as an independent so when you get into that arena, you have things to negotiate with. Are you going to have great things to negotiate? Are you going to really get like everything you think you're going to get to beat that label? No. You're not going to get it, especially manager, man. Know what the point you may hear if that thing points. I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds on that, but just keep it light. You know what I mean? When it comes to like points, I'll make it really simple. You know, there's 100 pennies in a dollar, right? And let's say you ask yourself, well, you know what? Why can't I get 50 cents of that dollar? You know, if it's my music, when I put it out, you're the label. You get 50 cents, I get 50 cents. No, you're not dealing on the same plane. You know, you take an artist like Michael Jackson. You all know Michael Jackson, right? You know how big Michael Jackson was, right? He had one of the highest royalty rates ever. And you know how much he got on the dollar? The highest you could ever get. You know what that was? 25 cents on the dollar. 25 points. That's it. That was the highest. When you walk into a label, you're walking in probably with about between 6 and 10 cents on the dollar. Now, to keep it simple, keep it really simple, that means you hear these people getting these $1 million record deals, right? I'm going to give you a record deal, $1 million deal. You think you're going to get that $1 million? No, it doesn't work that way, right? It's a loan. Remember that. It's a loan. Like a mortgage or anything else, it's a high interest loan. So if I give you $1 million, that $1 million, sure, you cut you off a little bit for a bonus, right?
That's
give
what
you
that's
give
that
you
gold chain
$20,000. We'll give you $20,000 as your signing bonus, right?
We needed to use the video.
But the rest of it goes to video budget, recording budget, and you can't say, you know what? Well, hey, yo, wait a minute, my man over here makes beats, right? I got a computer in my thing. I could probably record my record, right, and his thing for like $300. No. You got to record at the studio. We want you to record it. Maybe Sound on Sound, maybe Carlson Sound. You know what I mean? You know, the Riot Track, the record plant. We want you to record there at $300 an hour, all right? Because it's all tied together, and that's all part of your budget you have to pay back. So when that money comes back, every dollar comes back, it's like cut up like that. A dollar comes in after your record is starting to sell. Now remember, you got 6 cents in. It's 3 of you, right? 6 cents, I gave you 6 points, right? Okay, so that's 6 pennies. That's 2. And you divide it 2. You're getting 2 pennies a piece, right? Well, you know, that dollar came in, you owe me $1 million. Well, let me cut my cut first. I got 94 cents on the dollar. That's just the interest. That 6 cents of yours has to pay back that $1 million that I loaned you. You think you're ever going to get there? No. That's why most artists are in debt even when they get to the next record. That's why I'm sure you guys, I don't know if you know TLC, the whole big famous thing. I heard they're talking about how they were broke and how they cut it up and chopped it up. You're not going to make money basically by signing the deal. You make money out there by doing your thing. But record labels aren't like it used to be. They don't make money off a physical product like they used to. So now you got these things, you may hear it, you hear 360 deals. 360 deals is a little cut of everything you make. Because they're a business. They got to make their money back, right? If you would want that too, wouldn't you? If you came to me and you invested so much money, you need to make your money back. That's why you invested in me, to make money, not to lose money, right? Of course, I'm going to sign like 20 other people and throw all of you out there so I can try to make my money back, right? But you got to be aware of that. And another thing just to be aware of is that you don't own your music unless you protect your music. Because if you don't, someone else will. What's your name? Artist. What? Okay.
OSKZ.
One thing I want you to think about is this. You don't have to do it right now, all right? I want you to think about this. One of the most important things I tell artists, I don't care who you are and if you got a stage name, right? It's to trademark your name. That's an important piece no matter who you are, band, artist, whatever it is, right? Trademark your name. You don't know how to do it, you can get an attorney to do it. There's ways that you can figure it out yourself how to do it online. You can do it yourself, all right? Trademarking your name means you own it. Because when you walk into a label or any situation, they're going to ask you as an artist, do you own your name? Not because they care, because if you don't, that's okay. Trademark the name. So we own it.
Examples.
You know?
That's
so
what
we
I
own
did
your
when I was
name.
young, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
That type of thing.
trademarked.
So if you ever leave, you can't leave with your name because I own your name, regardless if you had it or not. So if you walk in, yeah, I got a trademark. I own my name.
Trademark.
That means it's yours.
It's mine.
See? Trademarking names, right? That's the first thing they do.
trademarked my
But trademark
name.
takes time.
Yeah.
They want you to come in ready, hot, and thing. When you walk in there and you're represented by your man, because you know what? It's better coming from his lips that you're so great than you. Don't you rather hear that these guys are talking how great you are than you? Someone walks up to me and be like, yo, man, can you listen to my demo? I'm hot. That don't mean as much as these guys walk up and say, yo, my man is hot. Yo, I want you to listen to this. I'm representing him. That makes you more attractive because that means someone else like you other than you. Yes. And I tell you something, no matter who you are, making music back, my man scoring back there, whoever making music, never be afraid to throw away what you've made if it's not good enough. You record it, it doesn't mean you can't erase it. All right? Make sure it's great. And before you put stuff out there, today it's so saturated with stuff out there, it's hard to find stuff that's good. Before you let it out of the lab, make sure it's great. Make sure you played it for your friends, your mom, people you trust, not giving it out there. You trust to be honest with you and tell you. Not people that's going to gaslight you and tell you, oh, yeah, that's pretty good, man, right? No. You can tell when someone really likes something, right? Can't you tell that? Can't you make a beat and people like, man, you know, you can tell their physical reaction, or when they hear you rap, and they can feel it, right? Then when that happens, you should be smiling, manager,
You should be
man.
smiling.
You
They
should be
bumping
smiling
their
about
head,
that. You
rocking
got
their
something in your
head.
pocket that no one else got. You know, because everybody's gonna want it.
Yes.
And everybody's gonna want to be part of your team if you're a
Yes.
winning team. And the last thing I'll tell you, no, not the last thing, but I know I'm riding your agenda there. The last thing I'll say is this. Not the last thing, I'll take that back.
Yeah.
One thing I'll tell you is this. It takes money to make money. It's the hardcore fact.
Tell 'em, yeah.
Your talent is not enough. I don't care who you know, just the top of my head, we can talk about one of the biggest artists, pop artists in the world. I'm using the name because you all know Taylor Swift. So everybody have heard Taylor Swift? Everybody have heard her? I just said that because I know it in my head, right?
Yeah.
Because you're the pop star. Most people don't know that Taylor Swift, like I got one of her albums on my wall right now. But anyway, Taylor Swift was a 16-year-old that had nothing behind her. Taylor Swift was in Nashville knocking on doors with her mom, trying to get a record deal. Little girl, go away. Man, we got one you signed already. Because that's how the labels at that time worked too. You know, I got a 16-year-old rapper. I don't need any more. Find me a 35-year-old. No, they don't say that, but but you know, and so Taylor had nothing behind her when one of the record labels happened to see her out in the lobby singing a song, trying to get someone to listen to her, you know, and said, no, I'm sorry, we can't help you right now. When that's saying, now this is karma because it's, remember, making a good impression. You can't make a good second impression, all right? That guy he happened to be getting laid off from his label in Nashville and was gonna start his own label, Big Machine Records. He called Taylor and mom said, listen, I got something for you. I'm gonna sign you to my label, but I have no money. I have no distribution. I got nothing. Well, he had a little distribution set up before he left, but He invested, mortgaged his house to put into this young girl that he believed in. Oh, gosh. It takes money to make money, is my point here. You can't get around it. It's just no way around that. You know what I mean? So if you get to the point where treat yourself like a business, no matter who you are and what you're doing, treat yourself like a business. Start a savings account, put money into it that this is your future. This is a business. Treat you and treat what you're doing like a business, because if you want someone else to treat you like a business and invest in you, you need to be doing that first, no matter who you are and what you're doing. You know? It's harder for my man back there who I got a friend of mine that's in LA that scores movies. And it took him years. He's from France. It took him years to get in. He's down there, slugging it out. And that game is a harder game because down there, it's not like an A&R rep walking around looking. We find music supervisors, to get into that game, from films to the videos to TV to production. The Taxi is a good way for you to get in there. Look that up when you look up Taxi. But you can even look at some of the stuff on there, you guys, Taxi, without paying anything. You can see they'll show you as an example of some of the listings that they have, because they get listings all the time because they're trusted. The industry down there, trust Taxi to go through and filter through stuff to get to them. Yeah. And it's a way in. Mm-hmm. Publishing-wise, one of our artists, I just brought this, one of our artists, signed him up for Taxi, blah, 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 blah. He was making beats, plus he's a rapper, but a lot of his music got on MTV, a lot of MTV shows. And he gets a nice, healthy royalty check. That doesn't hurt, right? To get that to help you move your dream along. Mm-hmm.
That unexpected check.
Tell him. So, and that one comes like once every 6 months, so treat it well, treat it well, treat it well.
Right.
Okay, so, there's so many things we can talk about, so many things we can do, but any questions?
Yes,
I want to make sure your questions are answered.
Questions.
Anybody got any questions, anything? Nothing you're curious about, of how to do, what to do, how you're going to get there?
I know you got some question. You got to have a question.
Because I'm just focusing in. I just want to focus in right now on that, Anything that thought?
Yes.
Well, I suppose now that they've been kind of introduced to an overview, in a sense, of what the music business is, and you told them, focus is a key thing to do, and to be very good at your craft, yes, and not be dissuaded by other folks that, might try to tell them to, mm-hmm, oh, your stuff doesn't, mm-hmm, sound good.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So now that they're just starting to think about getting together and formulating something, what would you encourage them to do next?
I would encourage them to look at themselves like a business. If you three are going to say, we're going to do this together, if that's your focus, right? You could even go as far as thinking, okay, make up a company name for yourself. So it's all of yours. Say, we are whatever. We're Blackout Productions, right? That's who we are. That's our focus. We're Blackout Productions. Just like everybody, Cash Money and all these guys think, we're Blackout Productions. That's who we are, and that way you got a focus of who you are and whose role is what in this thing. And you're the Three Musketeers. You're the team to build this thing. One's the face and so on. I'm sure you guys, I'm sure like Nelly and the St. Lunatics, and those guys, Nelly was the focused rapper, but they all rapped, but they all took care of business too. They all did. When they got signed to Universal, what Nelly said? He couldn't believe he was late to his shift at McDonald's when he got signed to Universal. He was down there at Universal with an intern, mind you, new intern at Universal, who they got to be able to play their country grammar record for, and was like, the intern was like, do you know how good this is? Nelly was like, yo, can we hurry up? I got my shift at McDonald's. I got to get there. He's like, no, we're going to do this. And that's how it happened for them. So you got to be ready. Luck is that, right? Preparation when the opportunity presents itself. That's what luck is. So focus in that. My focus for you, my thing with you would say, come up with a name for what this is, and then make out your plan. Write it down. Yes. Who does what and what we're going to do, and where we put at the top where we want to be. It's like you heard at work, you have these vision boards or whatever, Where you are now, like Drake said, made it from the bottom, now we're here, right? Where we are now, where we want to be, and what is the map to get there. because I'm going to tell you something. There is a way.
Reach.
There's a map. You won't hear it very often. When you hear these stories about artists that made it and how they made it, they always leave out that little piece that you're looking for, that little nugget to say, what was the one thing that happened that got you from that independent to that major? What was that? They leave that out. They don't tell you that because you're their competition. Why would I want you in the industry? I'm going to tell you, what I'm going to tell you, I'm signed, I'm got this. I'm going to say to you, I'm going to say to you guys, if I'm going to say, I'll stay independent. Stay independent. Do that. Be an independent artist. Yes, right. Keep thinking that. Independent, that's the way to go. Because I don't want you over here. You're going to take what I got. So if I keep feeding you that, that's what happens. I'm going to feed you things that may not be true. You know, one of the things that, in hip hop, I hear these things that happen. One of the things that happened a couple of years ago is a thing that was going around where it was like every rapper thought you had to go in the booth and rap off the top of your head. You couldn't write it down. If you wrote it down, it was shameful, right? Yo, I did it off the top of the dome, man. Yo, I didn't write nothing down. They were lying to you. Lying to you. They said, and if you went to the studio and you saw them in the recording,
Paper,
all right, here we go. Here we go. Because they knew the truth. But you're not there. If I tell my man, yo, just off the dome, just off the top, just do that. Well, I'm telling you that, I'm doing this. Because I'm keeping you out of the loop, right? So you, I got to be off the dome, But records aren't made that way. Sure, if you want to go, sure, there's exceptions to the rule. If you want to go in there and spend hours and hours and hours and hours out, and then I cut and paste it and put it together in Pro Tools, sure. You know, we want to record it 50,000 times, and I'll take a couple of pieces here and a couple of pieces there and a couple of pieces there and assemble it together because we recorded for hours of you just doing off the dome and only 30 seconds of each one of them even worked. Sure. But no, focus. Make great recordings, you know, of your stuff, you know, at least as good as you can make it, you know. And don't try to be, if you're not one of you want to be the engineer, this one thing I want to, you can jump in anything you want. If not one of you want to be the engineer and you're not good at that and that's not your thing, right? Don't try to get out of focus of what you're doing to be the engineer.
Yeah.
Hire somebody. There you go.
Somebody.
Hire somebody that's great at that.
Yeah.
That's what that's what they're doing. The person that you don't hear or see is the engineer is someone that finished music school, production school, like that guy back there, okay?
Yes.
That as skilled, they got the ears and the thing. You know, and when you finish your recordings, there's certain things you always want to do. You finish your recordings, the mix is great, everything like that, and you know it sounds perfect like that, right? It's perfect. I don't want to change a thing. It sounds great. When you get to that point, still master it. Get it mastered.
Master it.
Get it mastered.
Make
Not
sure
by
it's-
you,
make
not
sure
by
it's
your
secure,
buddy. Go
yeah.
send it to a house with some fresh ears, $1 million studio. This is what they do.
Yes,
They in tune to that, and they can make your product, bring your product from this to this. Because if you look at any of the major label artist stuff, mastered by Sterling Sounds, master disc.
Yeah.
Bob Ludwig, master disc. He's retired now. But, you know, so on and so on. All right? Do that. And if you can't afford the big mastering house, disc makers. You guys heard of disc makers? Disc makers. I'm sure you have. Disc makers. Disc makers makes a product, all kind of stuff. They have a mastering house that's really, it doesn't cost much and they're really good. $49 a track. That's what it costs to master at disc makers. All right? Great engineers, great sound, great studio. It's in Philadelphia. You've been there. Great studio. Sure, when you get signed and the label's going to Sterling Sound, paying my man over there $2,000 a track to master your song, $10,000 if you're going to Bob, he got his place Gateway Mastering now in Boston. You know, that's a different story, you know. But make sure that you just do it right, you know. And if you don't know, ask. If you ever got a question,
Yes,
you know, you can go to our label, go to Lynx Records, that's our label,
Records, yeah,
lynxrecords.com. You can reach us there too and shoot a question or something like that. All right? You got
And we're
something you want
always
to throw in there?
reachable here too at the station.
Yeah. Good.
If you need to get a hold of us, we're here. And we have people here that know how to get a hold of us. And if before we leave here, make sure that we exchange numbers. If you'd like to, we can do that. And that would be a great thing for us to do too.
can
So I
always
would love to
reach you.
invite you back too.
You can
again.
always reach you.
But You can always reach me anytime,
reach
day or
you.
night. I sleep
We
here,
can always
actually.
reach you. You can always reach you. You can always reach you.
But just like you said, I'm going to reiterate on the thing that focus. Just like you said, you've got to stay focused and don't stop working. You got to keep working because you got to beat yourself. When you make a good thing, and I said when, not if, when you make a good thing, you got to keep beating yourself because you got to make the next time. You got to think about, oh, I got to make another good thing because that thing was good. So you got to keep climbing. So keep climbing. Don't ever stop. Also, push each other. Help each other up. You know, when one of because you're going to have those times where you just want to just throw it down, forget about it, put it away. I don't want to do this no more. I hate what I'm doing. I hate this song.
That's the artistry.
That's the artistry. That's the perfection in you coming out. When you feel that way, that means you're getting closer and closer to what you really want. So do not let that
Bring
mental
you down. You need your friends.
pull you down.
You need some friends around you.
You need to pull
that's
the
gonna keep
right
each other
kind of friends.
going.
No, you know, there's the friends.
Yeah, not the hang-arounds.
No, not the hang-arounds.
The ones that's
You don't
going to
want
keep you going, right?
Yes.
Keep you going.
You want the
'cause,
right
you know,
kind of people. You need
it's
the
a hard
support.
life.
You need the right support.
It's a
You need
hard
the
life.
right group of support people in your life to help get you up there. Because it's those people that sometimes, you know, they be like, oh, yeah, yeah, I want,
Yeah.
You got to learn how to eye that.
Yeah.
Because some people just want to hang out with you
Yeah.
because of what you're doing, or because of who you are, or what you're trying to achieve. They're trying to slow you down, slow down your focus because they don't want you to get there really, because you're not taking them with you. Or maybe they're just hanging with you because you know they want to go too.
They want to be able to go with
So
you.
you got to be able to eye that. So that focus is very important on how to choose and know who your support people are and who your team is.
Yeah.
Keep that faith and believe in yourself. Just like he said, don't throw away nothing that you write because you can always put it away and use it later. That is what you call a library of your stuff. Like Prince had, keep a library of your stuff. And if you can, own it. Own it.
Do you have
Whatever
a
you
website?
do, own it.
You actually said you guys got a website? I mean, is it your website or is this team website? You got your website. You as an artist? What's the name of your website?
It's just like a Google site. I don't even remember what it's called, but I post all my music there and stuff.
Social media there? So it's not like your artist website yet.
No,
It's not like
probably
your
social
URL, your thing yet.
Okay, so if I walk up to you in public, because I do this kind of stuff a lot, I do it to, if I saw a guy at Target. He was out there doing his thing on the guitar, and he was just singing, and I got out my car, and I was just like, ooh, whoa, okay, like, okay. You know, so I walked up to him. He was a young man, about your age, you know, and I was just like, I asked him questions about how he was, what, you know, he was interested in doing, and, you know, and I liked what he was doing, and, you know, I, you know, gave him a little change because he was out there hustling. He was out there out in the cold, just doing his thing. And that's how you get discovered. That's simple. It could be just that simple. Somebody just like getting out the car and say, oh, okay, I like what you're doing. Here's my card.
You got to be ready.
You got to be ready. Yeah, stay ready. Stay ready.
You know, it's harder now because, you know, product-wise, you know, a lot of people don't have media product like they used to, right? I mean, most people are like, you know, you can't walk up to someone and be like, yo, man, I'm so good. Manager guy, I'm so good, right? I need you to listen to this guy, right? But I need you to go to Spotify and I need you to dial him in and look. No, I'm not gonna do that. Right. You see, that it's not like it used to be, right? Before it's like, yo, here's my CD, right? That's why this is like still relevant in those facets of things, or really thinking of technology from having like, at the very least, having like your business card with the QR code on it, make it as easy as humanly possible for someone to hear your music. You know, if you at least if you give me a business card with your QR, at least I'll do that and hear what you're talking about, and have that site set up. So boom, I click this, I don't have to hit
Easy.
play. I have nothing.
do
I
it.
click that. I see your music video. Because as we know, music videos also rule the world. It's not just the music, right? But if you can't make a great music video, don't make one.
Don't make one.
All right?
Make it
I-
very
We need
simple.
we need to wrap it up, but if you wouldn't mind, give me a little pitch to the next second Saturday workshop, which is on the monitor behind you, and then
Sure.
say goodbye.
Yeah, we can do that. All right. So, yeah, this is the next free workshop coming up, audio technology. Oh, this is good. Learning about audio technology on the March 11th. This should be really good, actually. You know, it's right in your wheelhouse, you know, of learning about audio itself, because it's really good, especially if you're recording yourself and you're kind of, which a lot of artists are. They have their own little studio, putting a thing together, you know, a Cubase or whatever, recording their own thing, Pro Tools in their house and putting it together like that. And even if you record it, you learn that stuff. Again, when I was saying, even if you record your stuff at your home to learn, like Pro Tools, I'm using that because that's the most common thing of a lot of people. Even if you're recording your stuff in your home and you got it together, if you're not good at mixing and stuff like that, you can still take it, and to save money, you can still take it to a mixing engineer to record those sessions, to mix those sessions for you, and then they're a nice studio with some nice plugins or outboard gear, you know, that type of thing, you know. I'm not saying you have to go to someone that's got a Neve. I mean, it'd be nice, but not that you have to. All right. Not like a man back here probably got like a Neve 9000 sitting in his house back there, I'm sure, with an HD Pro Tool rig probably in his house, I'm sure, with a bunch of 1176ers, I'm sure he's got that back there, but you don't have to. So yeah, this is gonna be a good audio class to
Audio
check out.
class to check
you
out.
know.
So please
And we're
come
wrapping
back
it up.
and
Yeah,
check it
please
out.
come back and check it out.
So
And if
please
you have any
come
questions,
back.
let us
Thank
know.
you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, I am
Today's
DeVona
gonna go
Bennett.
fast.
This is Tyrone Bradley.
It's me,
Thank you for
lynxrecords.com.
Thurston CommunityMedia.org.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Anything else, let us know, okay?
lynxrecords.com.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Till next time.